Hit squads, hit squads, hit squads, hit squads, not nearly a full set, but getting there eventually.
Hi everybody, and as you've just heard from David Birdsall's marvellous rendition of his famous Hit Squad theme tune, and that can only mean one thing. Yeah, I finally bought some Hit Squads for my Commodore 64 collection. Now I'm not actively seeking the Hit Squads. I'm going for a full set eventually, but not. You know, I'm not rushing into it. I'm not diving into it. But it's been a while since I bought some Hit Squads, and I thought might as well buy a few. I haven't bought anything expensive. There's certainly no big hitters in the few that I've got. So, you know, don't be expecting Darkman or the Addams Family just yet. But what I do have, I should rather, is a couple that, interestingly, I did actually think I had one of them, and I certainly thought I had one of the others, but no, I didn't. What I've done recently, I've gone through nearly all my Commodore 64 collection, and I've logged them on Libib, L-I-B-I-B, which is an app. Paul Inknorvener, he told me about it ages ago on the first road trip, and ever since then I've been using it, and unfortunately I've not updated it for a while. So over the last couple of weeks, when I've been going to my lockup, I've been going through all my Commodore 64 collection, or rather most of my Commodore 64 collection. I haven't quite got through it all yet. Anyway, let's crack on. I'm just having a cheeky beer in this early afternoon. It's 2:15. Yeah, let's get on, because I've got a couple of bits to show you. This is a bite-size episode, so it shouldn't really take too long. So let's start with the Hit Squad. Why not? Following on from David Birdsall's David Retro Games Played Badly's famous theme tune, Hit Squad theme tune, and we're going to start with, when I put my beer down and kick camera over, we're going to start with Chase HQ. I thought I had this. It's just one of those games I thought it were quite, you know, it's in abundance, and yeah, it was just one of those. And then when I've logged all my Hit Squads down, and then I realised, actually I haven't. It were only a couple of quid. Not an expensive game at all. Chase HQ for the Commodore 64. I'm not going for any other Hit Squad set, Spectrum, Amstrad, or like that. Just a Commodore. But like I said, it could be a lifelong collection that I'm in no rush at all to get them. Next we've got, this is the one I was convinced I had. I think there is two other titles in the same franchise, I suppose. But this is Daley Thompson's Decathlon. I was convinced I had this, but I've got Super Test and the other one, I think. Yeah, but this is Decathlon. This is the first one. This is the very first one. Now, I've never actually played this on the Commodore 64, believe it or not. Daley Thompson's Decathlon was a Spectrum game for me. That's one of the very first games we played on the Spectrum. Me and my dad doing that on a little rubber keyboard, trying to outsmart each other. These are all in really good condition. This again, it was next to no, you know, £3 or £4. And then I saw this one. I think this, I should really do my research and have a look at prices that I've paid, but I think these were about £7 or £8. I don't think it's one of the overly rare ones. I'm pretty sure it isn't. This is Cabal. I never got into Cabal, if I'm honest. I couldn't I couldn't really work the targeting system. You're having to move and use a cursor to shoot. I could only do one thing. I could either shoot or I could move. Yeah, it fragged my brain a little bit, did this game. I can't remember it really on the Commodore 64. I will have played it, but I can't remember how well it translates. So that's it for the Eat Squads. Now the next one is an alternative software game for the Commodore 64. I've had this on my safe searches for ages. The same seller. He'd put it on for 30 days. It had expired. It just redo. And I was hoping in all that time that he would send an offer, and he never did. It was $15.99, but it never really comes up. This is the only one that I've seen. I've seen other copies, cassette only. That's no good. And in the end, I bit the bullet and I bought it. $15.99, a little bit more than what I wanted to pay for a game like this, because it's not a rare one. The next Bitesize pickups, it will have a rare one in, a very rare one from the alternative collection. So rare, well, I believe it's so rare, I didn't even know it existed. I accidentally found it in a bundle, and luckily I noticed it and I jumped straight on it. So yeah, let's we've lost connection. Let's try and get it in another game. Yeah, I just thought I'd have COD playing in background. When you die, it just spectates other people in the game. So just got a little bit of background. Yeah, this is Life Term, and it's a graphic adventure. It's, nothing special. It can't be that good an adventure game, because really I'd never heard of it really until I started collecting alternative software games. The artwork is pretty damn good. I do like that. But yeah, as you can see, it is a graphic adventure, and it looks like it's to do with futuristic police. I don't know. But anyway, that's the only alternative game that I've got at the moment. There is one, like I say, in the next Bitesize, which I'm going to wait for a few more purchases to roll in, and then I'll show you another Bitesize, probably beginning of Feb. We're moving on to Spectrum, and I said I wasn't going to do it. I did say ages ago I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to collect Silverbird, the Silverbird range, for any other computer. He says. So we'll start with very common game. It's this. I have obviously. There is certain Silverbird games that were released on the Spectrum and not the Commodore, and vice versa. I expect this one was. It was released on all three systems, I believe. This is Arcade Classics. It's basically a little compilation of early arcade games. So we've got Earth Defense, which is Missile Command, Combat Zone, which is I forgot. These are slightly different actually to the Commodore version. I'm pretty sure of it. Galaxians, a rip-off of Galaxians. I don't know. Space Invasion, obviously that's Space Invaders. But I'm sure on the Commodore version there was an Asteroids. You were an Asteroids clone. So yeah, it's from the Silverbird range. It's the black and purple striped pinstripe version. I don't know why they did various covers for the Silverbird, but they did. And then this next one this is an example of what I've just been telling you. This is on the Spectrum, it's not on the Commodore 64. You won't find this in the Silverbird range on the Commodore 64. And this is Blowout. It's a Defender clone by the looks of things. Yep. And again, this has got the purple and black pinstripes. So yeah, again, it's a collection. I'm not you know, I'm not going all out for. If there's any collection I'm going all out for, it will be on the Commodore 64. That is my main priority. But you know, little bits at a time, I'm happy to do that. Right, next, Retro Bear. Retro Bear indeed is a bugger. He's kind of influenced me on a subset, and if you've been watching Mr. Bear recently, then you'll know he's gone right into his 8-bit stuff, but he's been buying a lot of compilations, and quite rightly, because you're getting more for your dollar, so to speak. And I couldn't help myself. I just went a little bit wild. I've got 3 here. I have got another 1 or 2 on the way, but I'm going to show you these 3. Sorry, no, there's 2 here. I'm getting mixed up. There's 2 here. There's 2 compilations. The Commodore 64. The first one is Flight Ace. This is by, who's it by? Gremlin. So these are, they're not Gremlin graphic releases, I don't believe. But obviously, as you can imagine, this is all flight games based. We have got ATF, Advanced Tactical Fighter, Heathrow Air Traffic Control, Strike Force Harrier. If I'm not mistaken, Strike Force Harrier is on the alternative software range. Yeah, it is, because it will buy Mirrorsoft. Alternative bought the rights to a few Mirrorsoft games. We've got Ace, the Air Combat Simulator, Tomahawk, based on an Apache Advanced Attack Helicopter, and Spitfire 40. Again, Spitfire 40 is an alternative software re-release as well. So, throwing them all about. Surprisingly, this came in a jiffy bag, yeah, and it survived quite well, if I'm honest. I was a bit shocked when I opened it up. I was like, ooh, this could be nasty. Its original price tag there, $7.99. Show you the inside. We have got a troubleshooting guide. We've got the instructions for all the games, and then we've got the tape. I know there's two things to it, but there isn't 2 tapes. All the games are on both sides of that cassette. Let's put it back the way it should go, because it was upside down before. So yeah, Mr. Bear, you are responsible for me getting these compilations. They'll go mad with me for saying that, but it's true, it's true. Next, we've got I've never seen this before. I've never seen Flight Ace before. And apparently, Russ tells me that there's 2 more in I suppose, like a subset within a subset. The Space Ace and something else. I forget what he told me now. But this next one, I thought it were quite good looking, because it's nice and bright and a lot going on. It's very busy as a cover. This is Go Crazy. It's by US Gold, and this has 6 games on it. We have got Desolator, Sidearms, Bedlam, Bad Cat, Jinx and Shackled. So I don't know too much about all them games. Desolator, suppose an arcade adventure kind of game. Sidearms is a side-scrolling shooter. I think that is an arcade conversion. Bedlam is, not sure if it's a puzzle game. Bad Cat is like a series of mini games. I have looked at I've never played it, I don't think, but I have looked at a YouTube video, and it's alright, I think. Jinx looks like a puzzle game. I don't know about that. And Shackled, Gauntlet-esque looking. That's all I can. So there we've got Desolator, Bad Cat. Then we've got Sidearms and Jinx. And then we've got Bedlam and Shackled. So yeah, a nice sturdy case. It's in very good condition. None of the plastic is torn off, and everything is in there. We've got the manual, and then we've got 3 cassettes holding all the games. And those are the 2 compilations. And I think while I was just looking at stuff, something else popped up underneath one of these, or it come below as recommended. And I thought, blimey, I remember that. And I couldn't believe it. I did used to have it for the Commodore. I was never any good at it because it's an art program. And this is the image system. It's by CRL. Famous for the horror text adventures, graphic text adventures. But yeah, it's that's all it is. It's basically an art package. You know, it's the Photoshop of the 8-bit. Photoshop of the 8-bit system. That it probably was released on Spectrum, maybe Amstrad, I don't know. But I do remember it for the Commodore 64, because I remember at the time, you know, me and my mate were like, oh, let's try and make a good screen, a good art piece of art, but I were rubbish. But yeah, you know, it's just something different, and it's just more nostalgia than anything. Again, it's in lovely condition. You know, this big chunky box. It's exactly the same as that one. Same size, same thickness. And again, it's all nice and complete. The manual is in gorgeous condition. It's like hot off the press. And the cassette, you know, it's all there. It all clicks together nicely. Oh, I love that. I used to love that click on PS2 games, didn't I? When I used to, the click test. Oh yes, beautiful. That's the image system for the Commodore 64. And yeah, that concludes this bite-sized pickups. And I'm loving the fact that I've got some mixed squads. I'm loving the fact I've got a few compilations. Probably won't be collecting them as often as Retro Bear. I think I just got this buzz at a certain moment in time for I'll buy a few of them. But to be honest, you know, it is nice to have them. It's nice to have several games on one package. And you know, I know a lot of these repeat themselves, and you know, I may already have certain releases several times over through the budget ranges. But that's how it is. That's how it is with the Commodore and Spectrum and the like. The milked pretty much, you know, every game for what they could, or the decent games for what they could. Anyway, that's it for now, and hopefully I'll churn out another bite-sized video within the next week or two. Like I say, I've been on quite a binge at the moment, and you know, with Christmas money, birthday money, throw it at eBay. Let's throw it all at eBay and get some goodies. Loving it. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody, and until next time, see you later.
It squads. Do 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 do. It squads. Do 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 do. It squads. Do 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 do. It squads. Do 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 do. Not nearly a full set, but getting there eventually.